He fell asleep in New Jersey before the bombs hit the ground. Broadcasting from a bomb shelter, he is the nuclear clown. 14%. 14%. 14 per fucking cent. A Nightmare on Elm Street got 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is a movie review site, for those of you who don't know, and they grade movies on a percentage. The lower the percentage, the crappier the movie. 14%. I saw A Nightmare on Elm Street, and I gotta tell you, I don't think it was 14%. I saw that before I went to actually go see the movie. I saw that it got 14%, and that was probably the lowest I've ever seen a movie. With I've seen some pretty crappy movies that got low scores on that website before, but never that low. So I was expecting nothing, and you know what? A Nightmare on Elm Street, it was pretty average, and it wasn't horrible. I really don't think it was 14%. The problem with it is there's really no reason to make this movie. They didn't change anything particularly much about the story. It is kind of a straight remake, give or take, of the first Nightmare on Elm Street. But a lot less fun, I guess you could say. Spoiler-free review. If you want to watch this movie, don't go see it. But instead, watch the original Nightmare on Elm Street on Netflix for free. If you have it, it's on the instant queue. It's much better than what they did, what they came out with. But I don't want to sound like the movie was all that terrible, because it really wasn't. It was just really average. Commence spoiling. There's no reason to make this movie at all. When they redid Batman, they took the character in a completely different direction with his origin story as far as him starting. I mean, the original Michael Keaton Batman, they never really showed him kind of just starting, just getting into the whole superhero thing. He started out competent enough, which is fine for that story. But Batman Begins really took it in their own kind of direction, which I thought was great. I loved the first Batman Begins. I thought it was really good. Besides the silly title, Batman Begins. It's like they should do Superman Starts, Aquaman Ascends. But Nightmare on Elm Street, it's a remake where they do nothing really new at all. They actually kind of dumb it down a little bit. The thing I always liked about Freddy Krueger, back when we played water polo in college, he was a lot of fun. Jason and Michael Myers and stuff were kind of big and lumbering and menacing, and they'd silently kill all these kids, and that was great and fine, and their resumes are spectacular. But Freddy was kind of different in that he would just fuck with these kids, nonstop. Like he'd always have these elaborate dream sequences where he kills off these kids, and it was always just really entertaining, I guess you could say. And even in the very first Nightmare on Elm Street, when they don't do the really elaborate dream sequences that they later ended up doing, because they made 7 movies or something like that, even in the first one, Freddy's having fun fucking with these kids, and it just adds a whole nother kind of creepy, entertaining element to the story, where this killer, this bad guy, is just having a blast fucking with these kids before he kills them. So that was definitely something different as far as horror movies go. And this movie, the remake, I didn't really see a lot of that. Which is like, well, alright, if they're going to make it grittier and darker, and Freddy's going to be more of a straight to the point killer, Well, that's what Jason and Michael Myers is for. We don't really need that. There's plenty of that. He has his kind of little moments where he gives his little one-liners, but few and far between. And the dream sequences and the kills consist of boiler rooms. Pretty much. That's it, really. And kind of uninspired, you know. Kid goes to sleep, wakes up in a boiler room, Freddy claws him, kid dies. There you go. The movie's kind of wrought with these cheap, fake scares, you know. Every 2 seconds, Freddy's there for a second, and then they play the music, and then that's it. And then after they cock tease you about 12 times with this, he finally shows up and kills somebody. I don't know. The fun definitely was gone. It was just average. It was just a movie. There's no need to remake it. The original was approximately 1,000 times better. And I'm not saying that just because, when I was a kid and this and that and the other thing. After I saw the remake, I thought maybe I should rewatch the original and kind of, compare the differences. Because maybe it's just because I'm older now, and maybe the original was kind of the same thing, but no, it wasn't. The first Nightmare on Elm Street still to this day holds up as just a great movie. It's really good. Not even like good for a horror movie. It's just really good. Go see it. See it again. Watch Cats again. So yeah, I was I wouldn't say disappointed, because 14% is god awful. It's god awful, and I don't think it was 14%, but it was completely unnecessary, and it was really average, and the acting was kind of, and the new Freddy, I don't have a problem with it. It's not like I'm, they should never change Freddy. I don't have an issue with that. I thought they got the right guy for the part, but even the kind of clumsier looking makeup that looks more like a burn victim, instead of the sleek kind of monstrous look. I mean, this guy looks like he's fucking burned up, and I thought that kind of worked. It was a little bit scarier, but when in dulling down the appearance of Freddy, they actually dull down the personality too, which, come on, man, Freddy doesn't have the looks. He gets the dates on his personality, right, ladies? There are no ladies. There are no ladies watching this. But I thought that, it was, if you want to see it, like I said, get the original. It's much better, much more fun, and you will certainly like it more. And you will definitely see what made Freddy Krueger kind of just fun in these movies, and something different. When you can forge somebody's dreams to be whatever you want them to be, and then you just take him to a boiler room and kill him. Are you trying? You're not trying. Come on. I would have been much more satisfied if they took the whole myth of Freddy Krueger and just totally, turned it upside down and redid it, like kind of how Batman did. At least then, if it sucks and it's horrible, and Freddy's actually the spirit of an ancient samurai demon warrior, at least it's something different, instead of this very, very safe remake. It's like, there's nothing new here at all. At all. The story is the same. The premise is the same. How they kill him in the end, the same. The little twist at the end, the same, and not as good as the original, I might add. I would have much rather had somebody just totally reimagine this story and get a different look on Freddy, a whole different... Just start over with a whole new story, basically similar, but with a lot of change. Have some balls. If you're going to remake something, especially a franchise like Freddy, like Nightmare on Elm Street, have guts and do it different. And I think that's probably why it got such a low rating. Again, I mean, if you watch it, if you're just taking it as a movie, it's fine enough. But when you're comparing it to the original, there is no comparison. It's just plain. There's not enough stuff going on there. So, God, I'm sorry. I just was up all night cramming for the big exam. I'm gonna take a small nap. Wake me up. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Oh, damn. I had the craziest dream. I had this dream I was this fat review guy in New Jersey.